What is going on, Edge Runners? Today we're going to be talking about the best fixer in all of Night City. That's right, he has a golden arm, a huge belly, and likes to smoke his cigar. Of course, I'm talking about the one, the only Dexter Deshawn. Okay, well, obviously you guys know I'm joking. You know how much I hate this guy if you watched my last video about V and Jackie being dumb. And speaking of that video, I appreciate all your comments because you guys actually pointed out something major about Rogue Amendiares, and I appreciate that, and that's one of the reasons why I'm making this video now as kind of like a follow-up to her character. So again, thank you guys for your comments, and if you like this topic and lore and whatever, make sure you hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing for more Cyberpunk content. Now, let's get into it. So let's talk about her early life. Here's what happened. She was born 20-ish years later. She gets into a rocky relationship with a legend, Johnny Silverhand, and it doesn't turn out so well, and it's on and off again kind of thing. And of course, it's Rogue's fault because Johnny is a stud. Let's start things off with her relationship. I know I joked about it, but yes, the fact that she got into a relationship with Johnny Silverhand, and I know, like, you know, a lot of times it's just like, oh, it's a sexual thing or whatever, but it doesn't change the fact that she is with a legend of Night City. And yes, he wasn't a legend at the time, but like, it says something about a person when their connections are already with someone who is notorious. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't really pinpoint the word, but she was already in that circle. You can already tell greatness was in store for this woman. Not only that, she had a working relationship, or romantic one, with a particular nomad, Mr. Santiago. Not only was he one of the more known nomads, but he was actually the leader of the clan or the nation, the Backer Nation. And they were pretty big during that time. And I think, honestly, the nomad intro in the game does no justice for how big this nation really is. But that's another topic for another day. Anyway, so here she is early in her career with some sort of relationship with Nomad Santiago and of course Johnny Silverhand. Two legends already, and she hasn't even done a gig or something to make her a legend as of yet. And of course, her first introduction to this legend of Night City status is their first raid on the Arasaka Towers to help rescue Alt Cunningham. Now, I won't go too much detail about that particular gig. You guys have played it. There isn't really much hidden details there. Of course, we just find out that Rogue feels butthurt that Johnny is so devastated about Alt's death. So that relationship is kind of like sliced. It's kind of like no longer a thing, I think. And I don't think, you know, they ever kind of go on and off again after that event. So that's probably the biggest thing I want to talk about there. The next big event that happened, of course, is the nuking of the Arasaka Towers, or the Night City Holocaust. She wasn't a fixer at this time, no, but she was definitely on her way there. And she was still solo, so she was just like a edge runner participating in that particular heist. So in that mission, of course, like, you know, you nuked Arasaka, your notoriety is through the roof. And I would say at this point, all of these characters, like, statuses go from like, okay, they're causing a ruckus, to holy crap, did they really just do that status? And that's, I think, what happened with the nuking of the Arasaka Towers. I feel after that, everyone kind of had to lay low because, like, not only did they destroy the tower, but they actually killed millions of people, and that was not cool. So again, they all had to lay low, and thankfully, Nusa and Militech were able to kind of cover up the story and say that it was Arasaka who detonated their own bomb, and they used that excuse to push Arasaka out of Night City and eventually end the war. Now, one thing most of you guys do not know is what happens after, maybe a few months after the nuking of the towers. What does Rogue Amendiares do? Well, let me tell you, Chumbas. She, along with Spider Murphy and Shayton, that's right, Shayton survived his brawl with Atom Smasher. Good boy. But these three characters right here, they jump onto an Arasaka super carrier and they kind of hold a particular Arasaka in hostage. That's right, my boy Kei Arasaka is abducted by this group. So this is very interesting to me because now this kind of leads into so many possibilities for the DLCs. Of course, well, actually, first, let me explain where they're keeping Kei. They're keeping Kei Arasaka in like a Mikoshi type prison that was built by Ray Bartmoss that he gave to Spider Murphy. And then so, again, those three came in, the super carrier, threw him into that prison, and that's where he is currently. So as of right now, 3 characters know where Kei Arasaka is, and they are Shaitan, Rogue, and Spider Murphy. So great. That is awesome. A good one for the team. Originally, I thought Kei actually died in the nuking of the tower, which was completely wrong on my part, but yes, so that's where he is now. And again, this leads to so many DLC opportunities. If they ever introduce Spider Murphy or Shaitan, this is something that they can pull on or work towards if they really wanted to. Next up, let's talk about the biggest flaw of my Jackie and V being dumb video, and that was you guys pointing out that Rogue, between after the nuking of the Arasaka Tower to 2077, aligns herself with Arasaka itself. So what happens and what do I think happened now that I have a little bit more information? First, you guys pointed out that she is or was working with Arasaka. That's why she was allowed to do her thing and become immune within Night City. So that's her becoming the queen of the afterlife, all thanks to the fact that she was protected because of what she did with Arasaka. And I think this is, again, very correct. If you guys play that gig with Jeremiah Grayson kind of revealing a little bit of this, and if you listen to her dialogue in the Sun ending where she kind of explains that to Johnny, like, what could have I done at that point? You know what I mean? Like, she felt she was cornered and she had no other choice. Now, why didn't she have another choice is the idea I want to explore. If she had nothing to lose, I don't think she would have sided with Arasaka. But the thing she had to lose was her son, Trace Santiago. So this is important in her character development. When she gives birth to her son, Trace Santiago, her priorities changed. The way I kind of look at it now is like this. You got a rebellious teenager. She's now in her adult life, and now she's like, I'm fighting for the values and beliefs that I have. But then she is thrust into another perspective, one where she never thought she would be in, because now she is a mother. And it clearly seems like she's a caring mother, because you can see in the end, she's like calling her boy saying, hey, look up at the stars or whatever at this time. The Jinjuri satellite is going to come crashing down. Anyways, like, you can just feel based off that she does care for this guy. And so I think that's why her decisions were to team up or side with Arasaka. It was not because she wanted to protect her own skin, but rather she was protecting her family. And I enjoy this idea because her character arc is now, to me, much more enjoyable and much more fulfilled because of the fact that she had more than just herself to look after for. If this was like Johnny, I don't think he would have sided with Arasaka, even if he had a son, a daughter, doesn't matter. Like, I don't think his ideologies and beliefs would have changed because of the fact that he's a jackass. But Rogue, on the other hand, sided with them, again, to prevent any harm to happen to her family. So, what do you guys think about this? Was this a good thing on her end? Did she make the right decision? Do you think she could have gone about this in a completely different way? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But yeah, that is gonna do it for me when it comes to this particular legend. Her character to me has become more and more enjoyable. I've loved the idea that she had a relationship with Johnny, Nomad Santiago. She knew who Alt Cunningham was, Spider Murphy, Morgan Blackhand, Shaitan, Raish Bartmoss. She knew all of these people, and it was great to have a character like that. And the last thing I guess I want to point out is, amongst all of these legends, if you think about it, she is the only one who has seen it all, survived, and is here to tell the story, so to speak. Don't get me wrong, Spider Murphy and Shaitan and others may still be alive, like Morgan Blackhand, but they're not living the life like Rogue is, and she's there in the forefront every night in Night City. So that's another round of applause to her, because not only did she go through it all, she survived that gauntlet. So that is it for me in this Rogue Amendiares lore video. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up. And of course, guys, please leave a comment. I want to see your ideas. I want to see what I missed. And let's talk more about that stuff in the comment section down below. That's it for me in this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.